are the co-author of your life. Let us start with this motivation. And if some sacrifices are required, enjoy that. You are making your story. Just miss for some time some of the important social gatherings. Be on social media, but for a very limited slot. Okay, abhi nahi, 3 to 4 afternoon is my time for social. When you sacrifice like this and when you get the result, no, you want to say your story to the world when the result is so positive because you have worked hard, right? Okay, so let us begin day 2 of one shot revision videos. These are very good for repeated revision. If you're traveling, if you're standing in a queue and you cannot hold your books and study, then the best way is to revise these revision videos where you will get 100% concept, you will get the alert sign for the pitfalls, and 1 or 2 important questions also will take. Today's topic is very simple but separately asked. If someone is saying me there are 5 heads of income, I say no, exam oriented 7. 5 heads of income are there. That too, business head and other source and all is mostly merged. Exclusive, one problem for salary, one for capital gain, residential status we are doing. And one is set off. Set off also is asked equal weightage like your heads, capital gain and all. So residential status we are doing super quick, super clear revision is there. Stay connected with me. And this is also very important for all the final students who are going to start with non-resident. Before non-resident, you should revise residential status. Okay. So here we begin. Okay, as I shared the notes also what I have made you write in the practice batch, and if you have not attended the practice batch, still you will follow if you go for these 2 compilers. This is the volume 2 and this is the volume 1 of DT Sarthi compiler. Lot and lot of years of experience and months of efforts I have done in bringing one concept, one problem, and then quality good questions of the past exams, RTP, MTP for CMA, CA, all is included after this chapter, every chapter. Okay, right? So let us begin the residential status. Now, residential status of an SSC is to be decided every year. So the vast part of this small chapter is residential status of individual. Okay. So we will do that first. Right. Okay. So 1 second, dear students. Residential status of individual we will do. Rest all is very easy and wonderful flowcharts I have given to make it clear. Now, why do we need to decide residential status? Residential status will help you to decide whether this person is resident and ordinary resident of India, then world income is taxable here. Oh, this person is a non-resident. Whatever he has earned in India, he will pay the tax. Rest, not required. I hope you are getting, right? So residential status will help us to decide the status of the SSC. Once you decide status, it will help us to decide which income for which person is taxable in India and which is not taxable. For example, non-resident coming to India, earning in India, pay tax. But non-resident, he's a permanent resident of, say, Paris, France. What he's earning there, we don't have to see anything. Got it? Now, second question in the mind is, ma'am, has it got anything to do with the citizenship? Answer is no. Third is, can I say residential status I decided last year only 23-24 and he was non-resident and this year can we take same? No. Residential status is to be decided every year because that person, how many days he is present in India will decide the residential status of that year and accordingly income will be taxable. Is this clear to all of you, right? Okay. So let us quickly begin the residential status of the individual. Okay, right. And yeah, the onus to prove that whether how many days and no, I am to not a non-resident and I am a resident and all, that all lies with SSC. Yes. Now, an individual and HUF can, acha, pehle to let us decide resident or non-resident by way of basic conditions. So what are the basic conditions? An individual should satisfy any one of the basic condition given in section 6.1. He should be in India for 182 days or more, or he should be in India for 60 days or more, and 365 days in the preceding 4 years. Are you all with me? Huh? Either the individual should be in India. See, some of you may be thinking, ma'am, we already know it. Just stay connected, the deemed resident, and so many things will be covered in depth. And really, at the end, you will say 100% your concept is clear. Then, like 5 shares, that's what is my Guru Dakshina, and comment below the video. The more you get comment, it will get boosted by YouTube. So, listen. He must be present in India for 182 days or more in the previous year. This is the first basic condition. If not, 60 days or more in the previous year. What is our previous year? 24-25. Yeah. And 365 days in the 4 preceding previous years. Okay. The day he comes to India, the day he landed to India by ship or flight or whatever, that is also counted. The day he leaves India, that is also counted. Okay. Right. So what is the first basic condition? He should be in India for 182 days or more in the financial year or previous year. If not, at least 60 days or more, and with 60 days, 365 days or more in the preceding 4 years. Okay. Now, here, once a person is resident individual, then to be resident and ordinary resident, he should satisfy both the additional conditions. Basic condition, it's or any one. Additional condition, it is and. He must be a resident for 2 out of. Acha, listen. For basic condition, 182 days, 60 days, you have to see in this financial year. Whereas additional conditions, you have to see for PP wise. PP is not Pani Puri. PP is preceding previous years. Before 24-25, he must be resident for 2 out of 10 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year, applying any one of the basic condition. Yes, either 182 days. Are you getting? So, basic condition, anyone satisfied? You are resident. But to be resident and ordinary resident, he has to satisfy both additional conditions. He should be resident in India in 2 out of 10 preceding previous years and 730 days or more during the 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. He should be in India in the last 7 years, 730 days, and in the last 10 years, 2 years he should not be in India. He should be resident in India by satisfying the basic condition. If both additional conditions are satisfied, he will be resident and ordinary resident. Ma'am, only one satisfied or none satisfied. Additional दोनों satisfy हुए तो ही resident and ordinary resident. If not resident, but not ordinary resident. Yeah, he is resident by basic condition. But when you went for additional condition 1 and 2, either any one is satisfied or none, then he said to be resident but not ordinary resident. He is satisfying any one of basic condition but none of the additional conditions, and then non-resident. When a person does not satisfy any one of the basic condition, he is termed or deemed as non-resident. Is this clear to all of you? Now, say I have given it, things are to be repeated for residential status, but I've seen students getting full out of full marks in my professional level chapter wise exam also. So definitely you can aim for that. Chalo. Residential status of individual 24-25. देखो कैसे decide करोगे? In 24-25, he should be in India for 182 days or more, or 60 days or more in 24-25, and 365 days or more in immediate 4 preceding previous years. 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 20. ठीक है? Now additional conditions. Okay. Additional condition should be satisfied in the, he should be resident in India 2 out of 10 preceding previous years. What are the 10 preceding previous years? 13, 14 to 23. In the last 10 years, any 2 years, he should be resident in India by satisfying first basic condition. And in the last 7 years, I have given the year calculation also. He should be in India for 730 days. Days calculation, you have to do it very carefully, and the questions are pretty easy for residential status. Individual. If he does not satisfy any of the basic condition, non-resident. If he is said to be resident if he satisfies any one of the basic condition. 182 days, yeah, 60 days and 365 days. Now, after resident, he will be resident and ordinary resident if he satisfies both the additional conditions. Resident but not ordinary resident if he satisfies one or none of the additional condition, but basic condition he is satisfied. So resident but not ordinary resident. Ask your doubts. This table should make it clear. This example should make it clear. Okay. One concept, one problem is there in the book. Now I want all of you to check with me. Exception to the rule wherein second basic condition, 60 days or more and 365 days or more in the 4 years is not applicable at all. That means an individual is said to be resident only if he is in India for 182 days or more. What are those cases? 3 cases are there. Indian citizen who during the previous year goes abroad for employment. Best of the notes you will get in this, understand this. There are 3 exceptions wherein second basic condition is not applicable. So for being resident, you have to satisfy first basic condition. Indian citizen going abroad for his employment, business and all. Indian citizen who leaves India as a member of crew or ship. Yeah. If Indian citizen is going abroad for employment, business or anything, then 60 days condition is not applicable. He will be resident in India only if he is present for 182 days or more. Indian citizen who leaves India as a member of crew, same, 182 days condition is applicable. Now for member of crew, I want all of you to put an arrow mark like this, and when the ship is leaving, a document is used which is called as continuous discharge certificate. So when he is leaving, in case of individual being citizen of India and member of crew, the period of stay in India in respect of eligible voyage shall not include the period commencing from date entered in continuous discharge certificate. Okay. So the day you are leaving as a crew member in ship, you have to sign the continuous discharge certificate. The day you come back to India, the ship is coming on the shore and you land on India, again you have to sign. So the signature in the continuous discharge certificate, this period shows the period you are out of India. This may be asked in MCQ. The third one is Indian citizen. Okay, or this is or Indian origin or a person of Indian origin, correct only. Person of Indian origin being outside India, he is a Indian origin, matlab his parents, grandparents, anyone is born in undivided India. He's staying outside India and he comes to visit India. So, what are the three exceptions wherein 60 days and 365 days in the 4 years that condition is not applicable? To be resident in India, you have to stay in India for 182 days or more. The first one is Indian citizen going abroad for employment purpose. Indian citizen as a crew member is going out with the ship and signing the container's discharge certificate. Third one, Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin staying abroad, coming to visit India. See how December, January month, it's like peak month of the NRIs. Vacation time, they all come to India. So if that time they come in India, they are staying in Switzerland, but they have come to visit India. If they stay in India for 182 days or more, resident. Then you check additional. Acha, listen, 182 days, 60 days, it's not continuous. You can come, go, come after 15 days, go. In a year, the days are counted. That's why you have to remember this childhood, 31, 30 याद है ना, Jan, Feb, वैसे याद रखना इसको, ठीक है? And I'll show you some presentation techniques also I want to discuss while I do the revision. Any doubt you have, comment below in the residential status. Okay, right. So now we know the residential status. Yeah. Very important is if they ask you to decide the residential status, make sure you write the condition. It's a 5-mark question. Then you write the condition. He should be in India for 180 days, 60 days. Then calculate the number of days and then the conclusion. Please listen carefully. Even that triple column, which income is going to be taxable in India, write only the relevant notes, working note. Don't write for everything explanation, and fill up 1.5 page. Ma'am, institute answers, so much of explanation is there for you to understand and learn. In exam, presentation kaisa hona chahiye, that's how I have presented it here. ठीक है? चल. Now, exception to the rule में भी एक exception है. What is the exception to rule? In 3 cases, second basic condition is not applicable. A person leaving India for employment, a person leaving India as a member of crew, a person of Indian origin staying abroad, coming to visit India. ठीक है? Then, right. Second basic condition is not applicable. But exception is if person of Indian origin staying abroad comes to visit India and he is having total income more than 15 lakhs in India, which is taxable at 30%, and then 365 days or more, he is in India for 4 years. He will be resident but not ordinary resident if he is there. In short, देखो फिर से, second basic condition is not applicable for these 3. But here, second basic condition 60 days in the previous year plus 365 days in the 4 PPYs. 60 days की जगह it is 120 days. Okay. Are you a person of Indian origin staying abroad, coming to visit India? Yes. Are you in India for 120 days or more? Yes. Is your total income in India exceeding 15 lakhs? Yes. And in the past 4 years, you are there in India for 365 days? Then you are said to be resident, but not ordinary. Wahi rok diye. Don't check the additional conditions. So gist is, person of Indian origin, staying abroad, coming to visit India, Indian origin or Indian citizen, दोनों हैं इसमें, less than 120 days in India, तो non-resident. 120 days or more, up to 181 days, and total income in India above 15 lakhs, in the preceding 4 years, 365 days, resident but not ordinary, and more than 181 days, resident. अच्छा, more than 181 days if you are in India, मतलब 182 or more, तो वैसे भी you are resident ना. Then you are satisfying the first condition. These are cases wherein second condition is not applicable. So in all the three cases, person going abroad for employment, person leaving India as a member of crew, person of Indian origin staying abroad coming to India, in all the three cases, second basic condition is not applicable. But if a person is more than 120 days in India and earning 15 lakhs or more in India, then second basic condition is applicable. 60 days ki jagah more than 120 days. Ma'am, a person is in India for 120 days or more. In the 4 years also 3, but his total income in India is 3 lakh. Not applicable. Second basic condition not applicable. It is applicable only if you have more than 15 lakhs income. You should pay some tax in India now. Excuse me. Immediately below that, I have given all option 1, 2, 3. Option 1, 2, 3 are you want to practice this sum, then let us do it. Mr. Beans is Indian citizen working in Canada. He comes to visit India 23, 24, 24, 25. So 24, 25, he was there for 165 days. And the preceding 4 years, his stay was 120, 100, 155. That you can pick up from problem 532 days. Okay. Is he there in India for more than 120 days? Yes. 4 years, 365 days? Yes. Is he earning more than 15 lakhs income in India? Salary in Canada? Koi lena dena nahi hai. Property in Canada, controlled from Canada, nothing to do. Business in Canada, but it is controlled in India, 18 lakhs. And repayment of housing loan, if he files the return out of default tax regime, 1,50,000 he can. So, how much is his income in India? More than 15 lakhs? Yes. Is he in India for more than 120 days? Yeah, 165 days. In the last 4 years, 365 days? Yes. Then Mr. Beans is resident, but not ordinary resident. Option 2, he's in India for more than 120 days. 165 days he's in India. If 4 preceding previous is 3, but total income is only 2 lakh. He's not satisfying the second basic condition, he's said to be non-resident. If he stays in India for 196 days, wow, तो फिर 181 days के ऊपर हो गया, so he will be resident but not ordinary resident. So like this, very good questions I have given, one-liners and more to practice. Now the concept of deemed resident, it's very simple. There are so many countries like Dubai and other countries wherein there is no tax. Okay. So a person who is not paying tax anywhere else, jiska koi nahi hai, uska so many people become the parent or the guardian. Yeah. A person who is orphanage, then so many people will become guardian, parents, didis, sisters, right? In the same way. Oh, you're not paying tax in Dubai and in India you are earning 15 lakhs. Ajo, you become deemed resident. Ma'am, what about number of days stay in India? For 60 days, 120 days, 181 days, nothing. Number of days is not important. Deemed resident is a concept beyond your basic and additional. Basic and additional calculate number of days. But you are not fitting in the number of days. Chhod do. Now, you are staying in a country where you are not paying any tax and you are earning more than 15 lakhs income in India. Come pay the tax in India. Be the deemed resident. But always remember for MCQ, deemed resident, deemed resident will be resident but not ordinary resident. Don't go in the additional conditions and all that jewel. Dekho. An individual being Indian citizen, not Indian origin, Indian citizen, staying abroad or anywhere, but having total income other than foreign sources, means income in India greater than 15 lakhs. And he is not liable to pay tax in any other country. Okay. This provision will not apply if you are a resident by 6(1) or 6C, basic and additional element. It may be noted, deemed resident under section 6(1)(a) will always be resident but not ordinary resident. No need to check additional days. Ma'am, what about number of days? Number of days बिल्कुल भी relevant नहीं. Yeah? Individual being Indian citizen, staying anywhere in the world, forget about number of days present in India, but in India he has earned more than 15 lakhs income. He's not liable to pay any tax anywhere else in the world, because there either they are tax haven countries or tax zero. So pay the tax in India, because you're said to be deemed resident in India. Important is, in India he should have 15 lakhs above income, and he will be treated as resident. You can write a short note, or you can get a practical question. Too much in is deemed resident. If you see this solved questions आगे ये सब भी हैं, ये सब deemed resident के questions, right? Okay, these other points are तो very common, but these two are important for question and answer. No tax on remittance. In exam, so many times it is given. Say, say Razak is a doctor in London. He's earning his fees in a hospital in London. And after that, Razak sends the money to India for his family, wife and children staying in India. Now, Razak has earned the income as a doctor in London. Later on, it is transferred or remitted in India. Is the income accruing or born in India? No. Is it received in India? No. So remittances are never taxable. Be careful in exam. These are two alert signs. Any income already taxed on accrual or receipt basis outside India. You know, in London, though he's getting the salary from hospital, he's paying the tax in London. Then again he is transferring or remitting to India. It's not chargeable to tax in India. Clear? Right. No tax is there on the remittances. Forget it. See, London, the doctor is paying the tax, no. And now he's sending to India his remittance. It's not taxable double. And please remember, India has got, please, 2 minutes, I want to talk about this. Recently, a case came yesterday only in the news. India has got a treaty, double taxation avoidance agreement with more than 170 countries. Out of that, they did follow up with more than 125 countries. And so many SSEs, I don't know exactly data, I'll share that clip, that SSEs have not shown their foreign income or foreign assets. And then they got notices from the department that we have a tie-up with 125 countries, and from there we got, you have a bank account, you have an asset, you have an income. Please disclose it in India. And they had to file revised return, and so much of additional tax government recovered. But please remember, world anywhere, you are not liable to pay double taxation. If a non-resident is earning in India and paying tax on this income, he will not pay tax. IPL, Breeze Gale and all the players will come and play match in India and earn income and go. So only on that income they are paying the tax here. So in their country, it will be rebate they will get, and they will not have to pay tax. Anyhow, rebate and all, kitna milega proportionate, that's non-resident, to be discussed in final CA CMA and all final. So remittance is not taxable. Second one is, past untaxed profit brought to India is not taxable. Again, a superb adjustment asked in exam, and students are going wrong. वो triple column बनाते. You know what's past untaxed profit? Very famous movie, DDLJ. Yeah, Dilwale Dulhania, Shah Rukh Khan. Amrish Puri had a departmental store in London. He earned income in London. He paid tax in London. Later on, one day he decided, I'll wind off sell off all my departmental store house, and I'll take my capital and I'll settle in India in Punjab. So he's already paid the tax on London income, which he has received in London, and then he's transferring that income to India. है ना? He's transferring that income to India. In India, it's not income earned by Amrish Puri. First time you're coming with 8 years of income you have earned in London, pay the tax. It's just a transfer of his capital. I hope you all are getting. Income. 5 years he earned 5 lakh rupees. He has purchased a departmental store. Now he's selling and getting all his capital in India. He sold all assets, paid off liabilities, asset money, and capital he got. That capital which is coming to India is called as past untaxed profit brought to India. It's not taxed in India because he must have paid tax there, or there it's exempt or whatever. So in exam, if you get past untaxed profit, don't tax it for anyone. Students, you know what they do mistake genuinely? Resident and ordinary resident. Dipti ma'am said world income is taxable. Arey, but past untaxed profit brought from foreign country to India is not an income only. So don't write anything, put dash, 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 and then write a note. Clear to all of you? Right. 2 points of alert sign are clear, and write it in the notes also. Chalo. Now, okay, 50% of the chapter is over. How to decide the residential status. Now, once you have decided resident and ordinary resident, but not ordinary resident like deemed resident, and non-resident. Who is non-resident? He is satisfying one of the basic, none of the basic conditions also. So, he is non-resident. है ना? Right. Now, income received in India. First time London doctor working in London, directly the hospital is giving income in India. So income received in India taxable for all. Yes is taxable, no is not taxable. Income deemed to be received like TDS. Your income is 10, I am deducting TDS 1, paying you 9, but 1 rupee is your deemed to received income. No. So deemed to received income, even like PF contribution and all. Income accruing in India. Huh? A person who stays in, say, Burma. नहीं, Burma इधर है India के. Burma. Okay. He's selling the property to someone in Sri Lanka. Seller Burma. Buyer Sri Lanka, but the property is in Chennai. So where the income is accruing? India. Yes, all of them have to pay tax. Income deemed to accrue, like Government of India paying salary to Indian embassies, you know, Ekta Tiger, Salman Khan, anywhere in the world. But your salary is paid by Government of India. It is taxable in India. So I'm repeating, put a bracket like this. Income received or deemed to received. Accrued or deemed to accrue. Taxable for all. Now, income received outside India, accrued outside India from a business which is controlled from India. So though income is received outside India, it's accrued in Singapore, it is received in Singapore, but the people who are controlling the business, the heads and brains, the decision takers are controlling from India. Then it is taxable. Yes, yes, no. Resident and ordinary resident, resident but not. Non-resident will not pay tax because it is received outside India, accrued outside India, and he himself is non-resident. I'm teaching left to right, then I'll show you vertical. Income earned outside India, received outside India, business set up outside India, controlled outside India. Yes, 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 no, no. In short, resident and ordinary resident should pay tax on world income in India. Yes, 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 yes. Except these two. Remittances taxable nahi hai beta, and past untaxed profit. Non-resident, narrow-minded non-resident I call. Only what is received, deemed to receive. Accrued, deemed to received in India, I'll pay tax and bye-bye. What I am earning in world, you don't have to bother. Who is saying this? Non-resident. Resident, but not ordinary resident. This one is special. Fifth case. First four cases are the same. Fifth case. Received outside India, income accrued outside India, business controlled from India. Chalo. What is deemed to be received and all I have given. You can read the example. Yeah. And these examples I have covered again. Okay. So triple column you have to make and you have to, this is a very nice question. See, I have solved. If 2/5 of German bonds is directly received in India, taxable for all. 3/5 of bonds is received outside India, accrued outside India, only for resident and ordinary resident. So like this, gift and all above 50,000 and all. क्वेश्चन आंसर्स अगर हम पूरे सॉल्व करने गए तो बेटा ये प्रैक्टिस बैच बन जाएगी. Practice batch recording is available in the app, which is there in the description. Go for it. 100% sure you will prepare thoroughly. Okay. So that's all for residential status of individual. Yeah. One more thing is there. I'll take it at the end. That royalty and all. Okay. Now let us decide the residential status of HUF, AOP, BOI, partnership firm, LLP. This is like a joint group, I call it. HUF, AOP, BOI, partnership firm, LLP. Control and management, wholly or partially in India, resident. Control and management outside India, non-resident. Are you all with me? Yeah. Residential status of HUF, AOP, BOI. Acha, HUF is managed by Karta, partially from India and partially from Sweden, resident. Partnership firm, 2 partners are in India, 3 outside India. थोड़े तो है ना इंडिया में. Decision is taken jointly. So if control and management is partially also in India, resident, otherwise non-resident. Wholly outside India, non-resident. I told you residential status of individual ko, it will take half an hour. This like half a minute you can see. Yeah. Now very important is AOP, BOI, partnership firm, LLP, additional conditions are not applicable. But for individual and for HUF, additional conditions are applicable. For HUF, who will satisfy that? See, for HUF, resident or non-resident, don't do that 182 days and 60 days and all. No, no, no. That is control and management. Karta. Additional conditions for HUF to be resident and ordinary resident. Additional conditions are to be satisfied by Karta. Karta should satisfy both additional conditions. Out of the last 10 years, 2 years, he should be resident. Out of the last 7 years, 730 days or more, he should be in India. Who? Karta. So I want to repeat, only individual and HUF can go for additional conditions and resident and ordinary resident and all. Yeah, right? Clear to all of you? Same, immediately after HUF, one concept, one problem. Now let us take the residential status of company. Indian company, because it is set up under Companies Act 2013 in India and registered office in India, always a resident. Foreign company, which is set up outside India, but they might have some income in India, then you have to decide the poem. Detailed poem is there in final, but what's the meaning of poem? Place of effective management. Poem. Place of effective management. If foreign companies control and management is wholly in India, see there HUF and all, wholly and partially in India, then resident. Yes, sir. Pura bahar to non-resident. This is itself a foreign company. So for foreign company, Control and management, that is place of effective management, wholly in India, resident. Poem, wholly or partially outside India, non-resident. Super clear? I hope you remember from this year, foreign companies tax rate is reduced to 35%. Surcharge is same 2% and 7%, and Indian 2% and 5%, and for Indian companies 7 and 12%. ठीक है? चलो. Right. Now, if the salary is paid by Government of India, then it is very well taxable in India. Okay. But Government of India paying salary outside India also, it will deem to accrue or arise in India. Remember Ekta Tiger, Salman Khan. Now, some of you must be like, we don't watch Indian movies, Hindi movies. Okay. However, important for MCQ. Indian government paying salary outside India, taxable. Indian government paying allowances and perquisites outside India are exempt. Yes, under section 10(7). Okay, right. Taxability of income from salary. If salary is earned in India, it is taxable in India. If paid by Government of India, even outside India, taxable, or in India, to surely taxable. Allowances and perquisites paid outside India, exempt. Lot of effort I have taken. No one has done typing, and I can't do copying from anywhere else. These are my own made notes. You see how gist will make things clear one day before exam. Dividend paid by Indian company outside India. It's Indian company, no? So they have to declare the dividend at the registered office. Even if they are paying outside India, it is taxable. That's why non-resident getting dividend income, at least 5% tax they have to pay in India in the form of TDS and all. अब ये सब के लिए सेम आंसर है. Interest, royalty, technical know-how. I'll read all the three and then I'll give gist. This is very important and made by me so that you can score full marks in exam. Dekho. Interest is paid by you. You have taken loan from government. Government has taken loan and government is paying you interest. Interest is payable by government. It's taxable in India because government is using the loan in India. Interest is payable by a person who is resident in India for money which is used in India, taxable in India. Huh? A person who is resident in Hyderabad has taken a loan from NRI and he is using that loan money in Hyderabad. So NRI, please, you have earned this income in India, pay tax. Now, interest is payable by non-resident in respect of the money or loan which is used in India, taxable in India. End use is important. Royalty paid by Government of India, taxable. Royalty paid by resident for technical know-how and all in India, taxable. Royalty is payable by non-resident for any services and all in India, taxable. Royalty paid by non-resident to another non-resident in their foreign country, not taxable in India. कोई लेना देना नहीं है. Non-resident paying royalty for his Indian project, taxable. Resident paying royalty to resident or non-resident for Indian project, taxable. Government of India paying royalty, taxable. That's why in final you have these tables, you know, that TDS is deducted on all these incomes. Technical service, same, like royalty, interest, technical services, all same. Paid by Government of India, taxable in India. Person who is resident in India, taxable in India. Non-resident is paid for any purpose or services in India, taxable. The gist is interest, royalty, fees for technical service. Is it paid by Government of India? Taxable. Is it paid by resident for project in India? Taxable. Is it paid by a resident for project outside India? Not taxable. If a resident is paying the royalty to a non-resident in Singapore, who is earning the income? Non-resident. Where? Singapore. For the project in Singapore, nothing is taxable because who is the recipient of income? Non-resident. But royalty is paid by resident or interest या कुछ भी for a project or a loan in India, taxable. Outside India, not taxable. Non-resident is paying royalty, interest fees for business connection in India, taxable. Ask your doubts. Is this all clear to all of you? Same way, if capital asset is situated in, I told you, seller is Burma, buyer is Sri Lanka person, property is buyer and seller resident or not, that's not important. But property is in Chennai, registration कहाँ होगा? India में, pay the tax in India. Very nice, quality, good questions I have given. I can't solve all of them, but जैसे ये वाला तो बहुत ही important है. Just now we have done ना, what is taxable and give the reason. These are all coming from past exam. Business connection is not asked much in detail at inter level, but one or two times. If I'll explain the gist. If the foreign company has a P, place of establishment, or business connection, or a branch in India, and this branch is working exclusively for this foreign company and earning income for foreign company, then they'll have to pay tax in India, no? But foreign company comes to India, just make purchases of handicrafts in Srinagar and takes to their home country and selling. Just they made purchases in India. That's not business connection. BBC and World News or some channel is coming to India and dense forests are there in India, in MP, Kanha forest, Bandhavgarh forest. They go make documentary and you can't say shooting India mein hune India mein arey nahi. Then so many Indian movies are shooted in foreign country. Is the movie's income taxable in foreign country? So just remember the gist, don't burden yourself. Income tax and GST is easy, but it is vast. Basket is big. So a lot of repetition is required. That's the only thing students are not doing. You all are hardworking, you write notes, but now bar repeat karna hai. That's why these one shot revision lectures. Yeah. Business connection includes or they have excised a contract or they have or secured the orders and all. ठीक है. हाँ. But business connection will not include any activity carried out through broker. Foreign company का कोई office नहीं है, but India की registered one authorized agent is there in India. Through them they procure some material. That doesn't mean we can say agent, oh, that foreign company should pay tax through me. No. Purchase of goods for export not taxable, collection of news and views, shooting not taxable. ठीक है? Right. But nowadays they are trying yet not full successful that foreign people not coming to India. Like just now I am taking classes through Zoom. Without the paid Zoom version, I can't do screen sharing and all. But I'm doing again. So Zoom is having any office in India? No. Zoom is coming to India? No. Then Zoom is having client in India like me? Yes. So any foreign entities are earning through online offline modes in India through IPA, Internet Protocol Address, should pay tax in India. Now how that all detail is not there. For example, Coldplay, Vidya Vox ka show, or any foreign, singers and celebrities or commentary, what they ऐसे बहुत सारे programs होते हैं ना. So foreign people coming to India, or say my son is taking piano classes from Trinity Institute of London. It's online live. So London branch is not coming to India. He's taking coaching online through their app. And the fees is paid to London office. So are they earning through India? Yes. So if internet protocol address is from India, they have to pay the tax. In case of business, operations are not carried out in India, then only such part of income will be taxable, which is attributable to be carried out in India, like advertising, target customer, or income from sale of the data collected from person through IP address से पता चल जाएगा. You know, so many times we place order for some health powders and all directly from America. Online हम order place करते हैं, India में import होता है, फिर मिलता है and all that. Okay. Like business connection, we also have a professional connection. A barrister or advocate from London comes to Delhi, fights a case and goes. Whatever he has earned, he should pay the tax. These are all past exam questions. इतने अच्छे हैं. Decide the status and then tax the income. Can't say how good they are. All I have solved in detail. If I start solving, it will take so much of time, beta. But बहुत अच्छे हैं ये questions. Okay. Like, see, decide the residential status of rows. So first count the days, write the condition, conclude she's a non-resident. Now, because she's a non-resident, only income which is earned in India, like rental income in Delhi and all, will be taxable. Gift received from husband and parents of husband and all are exempt. Okay? That's all for residential status. Hope I have justified. You tell me, comment below, that with this quality good in-depth revision and pitfalls, past untaxed profit और एक क्या बताया था remittance, इतने wider way में, if it is clear, help me by sharing this to your inter-final all students. Can't say so many students like final students, उनके मुझे सबके नाम भी याद नहीं है, but they are telling me that they have referred these one-shot revision videos for 23-24 and they have cleared final exam in December 24 and November 24. So that confident I am about these lectures. Only suggestion I want you is, like I showed you last 2-3 questions. One concept, one problem. There are 28 problems in residential status compiler. 28, sorry, 24. Huh? But last 4-5 are to exactly from the recent past exam question paper till January 25. जो भी important है. All questions I have not included. Some are too wavered in the RTP and all, then dimag kharab. So not to be done. Okay. What else can we do to help you better? 9290065156. Click the picture and share your doubts in the group, and I will surely clear it with a voice note. If not, in the description of the video, Telegram link is also there. Right, see you in the next lecture, which we are going to take for agricultural income. Right, bye bye, all of you. Yeah, then we'll start with heads of income. Be confident, take 100% responsibility for all your decisions, actions, emotion, behavior. Say this like a prayer, and you will get all the power within yourself. Bye bye.